Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of how hackers can crack your Wi-Fi, let's make one thing clear. This information is for educational purposes only. I'm sharing this knowledge to empower you, not to encourage any illegal activities. Think of it like this: you gotta know your enemy to defeat them, right? The same goes for cybersecurity. Understanding the tactics hackers use is the first step in protecting yourself. We're gonna explore the world of Wi-Fi hacking, but remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Use this knowledge wisely. Now that we're on the same page, let's get down to business. We live in a connected world. Everywhere you look, people are glued to their devices, whether it's a smartphone, a tablet, or a laptop. The internet has become an integral part of our daily lives, and Wi-Fi is the magic that keeps us all connected. Wi-Fi is everywhere, and for good reason. It's not just a luxury anymore, it's a necessity. From public parks to coffee shops, and even in our homes, Wi-Fi has become ubiquitous. It's the invisible thread that ties our digital lives together. It's convenient, it's relatively fast, and let's be honest, it's become as essential as water in some households. Imagine trying to get through a day without Wi-Fi. No streaming your favorite shows, no video calls with loved ones, no online shopping. It's hard to even picture it, right? But here's the thing. Most folks don't realize how vulnerable their Wi-Fi networks really are. We often take it for granted, assuming that our home networks are secure just because we have a password. But that's far from the truth. It's not just about someone stealing your precious internet, all right? Sure, it's annoying when your neighbor piggybacks on your Wi-Fi, slowing down your connection, but the risks are much more severe than just a sluggish internet speed. We're talking about something far more serious. Unsecured Wi-Fi networks are a goldmine for hackers. They can easily infiltrate your network and gain access to your personal information. And once they're in, the damage they can do is almost limitless. Hackers can use unsecured Wi-Fi to access your personal information, your passwords, your bank accounts, the whole 9 yards. Think about all the sensitive information you have stored online. Emails, social media accounts, even your online banking details. All of that is at risk. They can spy on your online activity, steal your identity, and even use your network to launch attacks on others. Imagine waking up one day to find out that your identity has been stolen or that your bank account has been drained. It's a nightmare scenario, but it's a very real possibility. Not cool, man. Not cool at all. The frustration and helplessness that come with a security breach are overwhelming. It's not just about the financial loss, it's about the emotional toll it takes on you and your loved ones. So yeah, Wi-Fi security is a big deal. It's not something to be taken lightly. Securing your Wi-Fi network is the first line of defense against cyber threats. It's about taking proactive steps to protect yourself and your family. It's about protecting yourself, your loved ones, and your digital life. By taking simple measures like using strong passwords, enabling encryption, and keeping your software up to date, you can significantly reduce the risk of a security breach. So take a moment to secure your Wi-Fi network. Your peace of mind is worth it. Let's start with the basics, shall we? You see, some folks never bother changing the default passwords on their routers. They leave it as admin or password, making it easy peasy for hackers to waltz right in. It's like leaving your front door wide open with a neon sign that says, "Come on in, y'all." Not the smartest move, right? Hackers know this, and they exploit it. They use automated tools that scan for routers with default credentials, and boom, they're in. Just like that. The lesson here? Change your default router password and make it strong. WPS vulnerabilities, cracking the code with brute force. In this section, we will delve into the intricacies of Wi-Fi protected setup, commonly known as WPS, and how its vulnerabilities can be exploited using brute force attacks. Now let's talk about WPS, or Wi-Fi protected setup. WPS was introduced to simplify the process of connecting devices to a Wi-Fi network. Instead of entering a long and complex password, users could simply press a button or enter a short PIN code to connect their devices. This was meant to make life easier for the average user, but as with many conveniences, it came with a significant downside. It was designed to make connecting to Wi-Fi easier, but it also introduced a security flaw that hackers just love to exploit. The very feature that was supposed to make our lives simpler has become a gateway for cybercriminals. Hackers have found ways to exploit the WPS feature, turning it into a vulnerability that can compromise the security of your entire network. See, WPS uses a PIN code to connect devices. This PIN is usually an 8-digit number, which might seem secure at first glance. However, the way WPS handles this PIN makes it susceptible to brute force attacks. The PIN is divided into 2 halves, and each half is verified separately, significantly reducing the number of possible combinations a hacker needs to try. The problem is, these PIN codes are often short and guessable. Even though an 8-digit PIN might seem like it offers a lot of combinations, the reality is quite different. Because the PIN is verified in 2 halves, a hacker only needs to guess the first 4 digits and then the second 4 digits separately. This drastically reduces the number of attempts needed to crack the code. Hackers use brute force attacks, essentially trying different PIN combinations until they hit the jackpot. This method involves systematically checking all possible combinations until the correct one is found. Given enough time and computational power, a determined hacker can eventually break through the WPS PIN and gain unauthorized access to your network. It's like trying to guess the combination to a safe. Imagine having a safe with a combination lock. If you don't know the combination, you could try every possible number until you find the right one. While this might take a long time with a complex lock, the WPS PIN system makes it much easier for hackers to succeed. With enough tries, they're bound to get it eventually. The more attempts a hacker makes, the closer they get to finding the correct PIN. This is why brute force attacks are so effective against WPS. It's not a matter of if they'll succeed, but when. The solution? Disable WPS on your router. By turning off this feature, you eliminate the vulnerability that hackers exploit. While it might make connecting new devices slightly more cumbersome, the added security is well worth the minor inconvenience. It might be a tad less convenient, but trust me, it's worth it. Ensuring the security of your Wi-Fi network is crucial in today's digital age. By disabling WPS, you take a significant step towards protecting your personal information and keeping cybercriminals at bay. So take a moment to check your router settings and turn off WPS. Your network security will thank you. Evil twin attacks mirroring your way into the network. This one's a bit more sophisticated but equally dangerous. In an evil twin attack, hackers create a fake Wi-Fi network that mimics your legitimate one. Think of it like a mirage in the desert. It looks real, it feels real, but it's all an illusion. Unsuspecting users connect to the evil twin thinking it's their usual network. But little do they know they're sending all their data straight into the hacker's hands. It's a sneaky tactic, but there are ways to protect yourself. Always double-check the network name and look for that little padlock icon that indicates a secure connection. Social engineering, the art of deception in Wi-Fi hacking. Sometimes hacking isn't about brute force or exploiting vulnerabilities. It's about understanding and manipulating human behavior. It's about exploiting human nature. Hackers know that the weakest link in any security system is often the human element. That's where social engineering comes in. Social engineering is the art of manipulating people so they give up confidential information. Hackers use psychological manipulation to trick people into giving up their Wi-Fi passwords. They play on emotions like fear, curiosity, and trust. They might pose as IT technicians, customer service reps, or even long-lost friends to gain your trust. They create a sense of urgency or familiarity. By appearing friendly and trustworthy, they lower your defenses. You might not think twice about sharing your Wi-Fi password with someone who seems legitimate. They might send phishing emails, make phone calls, or even show up at your doorstep. These tactics are designed to catch you off guard. Imagine someone showing up at your door with a clipboard, claiming to be from your internet service provider. They might say they need to check your connection and ask for your Wi-Fi password. Their goal is to get you to willingly hand over the keys to your network. Once they have access, they can monitor your internet activity, steal personal information, or even launch attacks on other networks. The best defense against social engineering is awareness. Educate yourself and others about these tactics. Knowledge is your first line of defense. Be wary of unsolicited requests for your Wi-Fi password. If something feels off, trust your instincts. It's better to be cautious than to fall victim to a scam. Always verify the identity of anyone who asks for sensitive information. Check their credentials, and if you're unsure, contact the organization they claim to represent directly. Strengthen your defenses by using strong, unique passwords for your Wi-Fi network. Enable two-factor authentication where possible to add an extra layer of security. Regularly update your router's firmware to protect against known vulnerabilities. Stay informed about the latest cybersecurity threats and best practices. Discuss cybersecurity with your family and friends. Make sure everyone in your household understands the importance of keeping your Wi-Fi network secure. Consider using a virtual private network (VPN) to encrypt your internet traffic. This can help protect your data from prying eyes, especially when using public Wi-Fi. If you suspect you've been targeted by a social engineering attack, report it immediately. Contact your internet service provider and take steps to secure your network. By staying vigilant and informed, you can protect yourself from the art of deception in Wi-Fi hacking. Remember, the best defense is a proactive one. Thank you for watching this chapter on social engineering. Stay safe and secure in the digital world.